Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and the last time we looked at the Signature Arcana Spotlight series, which was literally about a day ago, we were doing Blurring Falconry, which was particularly good as a critical hit engine and control, but my goodness, this build did not do a lot of damage. It also didn't help that all the spells we got were charge spells, which someone chose not to upgrade until the very last possible moment. No, I'm not upset about that. Why would I be upset about that? It only meant that I was sitting in the slums for almost the entire run. Why would I be upset about that? So today we're going to be looking at something that's the very opposite end of the spectrum, and also changing over to the piano solos. Today, we are going to be looking at Airborne Slam. Now, you all know how I feel about a good jump arcana. They allow you movement and invulnerability while doing a boatload of damage. The big thing with using spells like this is that you just have to be in the right position to use them. So, I say this is a good time to break out the time-honored tradition of the power build. So we're gonna pair this with Shattering Strike, just for a nice little circular buster. And let's go ahead and put on the... Well, I pretty much go back and forth between Rule and Awe as kind of a... well, Rule. Boy, I was creative, Dark Sage. Good job! And we're going to take Wavefront and... what else? Well, since we are talking about positioning, why not grab something that allows for quick movement on the fly? Then, do I really want to use this? I think I would rather use either Thunderline or Volt Tracer. Or Spike Track. I could use Spike Track. You can just tackle enemies. Why not? No, I think I'm going to take Volt Tracer this time around. And as for our starting relic, there we go. We're going to do a Captain's Ring run. I haven't done one of those in a while, but remember, the ultimate... Okay, we have an upset bird here. But the ultimate goal is, of course, to talk about... pardon me. To talk about Airborne Slam, which, as you can see, has a really big range when you land with it. And even though it doesn't seem like it does a boatload of damage, also I just noticed that the damage numbers on these guys is very bugged. Or maybe it's not. I just noticed what it's doing. It's not showing us a 6-digit number. It's showing us the primary damage plus the decimals. So it's giving you very accurate damage numbers. Huh, okay. Well, now that I know that, let's go ahead and tackle Shu as our first boss. Then Atlas, and then Zeal. Alright, so... So this build is very positioning based. And that's why I chose Ice Daggers, because I wanted to... be able to position even while using my basic. Now, I am immediately regretting that decision, though, because it seems like it could really use some sort of ranged control. Seriously, in 2 rooms I took 123%, not percent, but 123 damage. Woof! But the idea is roughly the same, which is get in there and hit hard with what you have. And in that respect, Airborne Slam is actually a really, really good option for that. It's a great way to get in on enemies because it lifts you off the ground and pulls you forward into the what should be proper position. Then especially if you have something wide-ranging, like, oh, I don't know, just right off the top of my head, just something to think about, Shattering Strike. You can really get a lot done. Ooh, and another strong rushing attack. Oh, why not? Like, seriously, why not? No, I am gonna put this over here. Now, the very astute viewers amongst you might be going, but Dark Sage, you haven't used the signature cast yet. I want to know what that looks like. And you know, I'm getting there. And there you go, it's just a lovely little area clearer there. And if you use it right, you can really rack up damage against a single target with almost no risk. Because you're pretty much invulnerable almost the whole time you're using that. Because fortunately in this game, being airborne makes you pretty much impervious to damage. And I guess Iris is making up for her transgressions from the last run. See, if your target is just in the middle of the 2 landing points, you're just constantly hitting them with damage because of the wide range of the... I don't know if I want to try running Dice of the Nemesis. I'm going to just move on. But yeah, because of the wide range of the attacks, or the bursts of wind as you're landing, you can just trap an enemy between your 2 landing points and just smash their face in. And the other positive of Airborne Slam is just how much of a range you have to hit things with. I mean, that big burst of air that gets released from you when you land, that all has hitboxes. Okay, yeah, Iris is really trying to make up for what happened last time. It doesn't exactly make up for an entire run of difficulty, but I appreciate it. And see what I mean about being practically invulnerable the whole time you're using it? This is one of those times where you're probably asking, so, Dark Sage, what's the downside of using this? And the honest-to-goodness answer is, I don't know. Like, I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out in due time, but... this just seems like one of those spells that has significant upside with very few downsides. This is... very little risk, for relatively high reward. At least that's how it seems right now. And to be fair, I've used this plenty of times in the past, and even then, I have a hard time figuring out what the drawback to using this is. Like, even the idea that the attack in and of itself lasts a while is particularly strong. I mean, of course, you're still going to take a bunch of damage if you land on one of the aforementioned exploding nitroglycerin barrels. But that's a weakness that you have to put up with when using any build, because those damn things are just so prevalent and strong. Well, we definitely want this. And because we have a build that's largely based off of melee, we're going to grab this. Alright, so in order to max out Captain's Ring, we need something fire-based. So that is what we're going to be looking for in the near future here. And that is what you call fantastic. Alright, so we're off to a rough start, but now we're looking much better. Now what we really need is some relics to help us boost our damage. And there you go. The game really wants me to have these bubbles. And it's not level 3 Atlas, so I'm not, like, endlessly worried about what's going to happen. Plus, Airborne Slam is going to be doing more damage here than usual. I suppose if there is one big weakness to this spell, it's that, and when I say this spell, I of course mean Airborne Slam. Now, for some of you that might have been obvious, but there's a good chance that others watching might be misinterpreting what I'm saying. But if there's one major downside to it, it's that it does require somewhat precise positioning. And you saw me do a complete whiff earlier. So it's not like such things can't happen. But even with that having been said, with Airborne Slam, it's really easy to land your blows just because of the huge area of effect. And then the knockback will tend to drag enemies into the like spiraling typhoons of damage that you set up. So I don't know. It's hard to find a significant drawback. Like, this is just one of those spells that doesn't have a lot of negative sides to it. Which, of course, makes it really fucking powerful. And that is kind of the point that I want to impress, is that this spell, despite the fact that it's a melee spell, has so much going for it that it might as well not be melee at all. As you see, we're having a much easier time with this spell than we were with Blurring Falconry. And don't get me wrong, I love my birds. I really do. You guys know how I feel about both birds and fairies. It's just something to do with winged creatures. Ow. Yeah, you know what? I deserve that. Oh, thank goodness. Because this run wasn't easy enough already. We just need that little extra boost. Okay, so I'm just going to say right now I am not taking the Magician's Wand because I do have multi-part spells and things that need to be put together as combos to work. And having my spell activation speed slowed down is only going to make things worse. So, no thank you to that, not unless I find the Magician's Hat in the shop. And yeah, I could run Titan's Equilibrium, but having to try to get everything upgraded again in the ensuing shops, it's not likely to happen. So, this is one of those rare times where I probably don't want anything from Nox. Like I said, it's rare, but it does happen. Now the anchor, on the other hand, I'm willing to take, as well as this candy. Do I want the... Well, I mean, I have the singing bowl, so it's not a bad idea. I'll pick it up. Alright, what do we have here? Well, I was hoping to upgrade Dragon Arc, but I mean, I guess that'll work too. It's just that easy. With any luck, we'll get the Elixir of Might. So, the interesting thing about... The interesting thing about Airborne Slam is that despite how big and heavy hitting of a spell it is, it's actually more of a combo starter than a linker or a finisher. Yes, I am using Killer Instinct terminology. Wow, I bet Darksage really likes Killer Instinct. Anything good here? Why, yes, there is. Exploding fireball! Oh, well. Alright, yeah, we'll take Dragon Arc. Yeah, I suppose that's a bit of a downside, is that you can be vulnerable upon landing from your attack. That is no different from any other jump arcana, though. It's not like it's a specific thing to this particular spell. Because of the wide area that it covers and the decent amount of knockback that it offers, it's not one of those things that's likely to be the biggest problem. Matter of fact, as you can see, you can even use the signature version against enemies that are using Ignition Rush, because more or less invulnerable while you're jumping. I offer you this, well, offering. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything I wanted. Not that cheap potions is bad, but as you can clearly see, I'm not exactly in need of potions. Not to that much of a degree, anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Yep, combo glove seems like the right choice for this. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this out of the way. My bias for blurring falconry is just because I like birds. The fact of the matter is, when it comes time to actually rank it, I'm probably not going to rank it that high. Don't need anything from there. Don't need anything from here. Alright, nice to see that everything I come across is worthless. Perfect. Smooth. That's because I thought I had Shattering Strike available to me. So I just tried using it and then got punished for not having it. Pay attention to your cooldowns, folks. It is important. Oh, perfect. And I could have had the poem of Fiery Rhyme, but not exactly super important. Unicorn Disguise, however, very important, because this is more than offsetting the penalty that I took for taking the Anchor of Burden. I think that's about that. Is there anything else here I want? Not really. I'm not looking to change spells either, so screw it. Let's just go. Alright, Miss Zeal, let's do this. I like Gust Volley, but I want to stick with what I have. Now let's switch it back over to Dragon Arc. Alright, well, that was a little bit of a sloppy Fleet Lancer fight, but overall I still think I did okay. Alright, how many? Well, it doesn't really matter. I'm probably going to take it anyway. I've got 1, 2... I mean, just 2, but it's enough to justify removing the Sano's headband, because it's better critical hit chance. Alright, and I think I want to do that real fast. Okay, that was a super smooth Sura fight, I gotta say. Certainly nothing that I'm unhappy about. And there you go, Airborne Slam. All I can say is good. It's really good. It's very rare that I go through a run without any problems, and some of the Arcanas that I've been trying to use in the air element have been just cursed. But this was super ultra smooth. This was like smooth as silk. It's like butter. So yeah, this I would recommend, like, if you're not sure where to start looking for a good jump arcana, start here, and then if you're, keen on the idea, start looking at jump arcanas of other sorts. Like, I think Blazing Vault is really good. I think Binary Splashdown is absolutely amazing. But yeah, for a signature jump arcana, this is one of the best ones, if not the best jump arcana signature, if you ask me. And there are other jump arcana signatures. We've already been through some of them, and they've been very This one is good. This is really good. In a sea of signature arcanas that have been kind of troublesome to use, this one just felt good. So, there you go. That's it, Airborne Slam. It just feels good. So that's all for me for right now. So thank you guys very much for coming and spending some of your free time here with me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody.